Check. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what be happening, man. We was getting somewhere with that though. We really were. I'm trying to kind of wait until y'all slide back in here. All right, look like everybody dropped back in. All right, so what we are talking about here today is the appetite of the heart. Appetite of the heart. So we're talking about music, of course. We have a music related topic every Tuesday here on Expansion Pack. But today specifically, we're talking about the appetite of the heart in the sense of music is what the heart craves. Sound, frequency, vibration is what the heart craves in the right form. Hence, appetite, the word appetite. I hope I got everybody back in here. I'm just doing a quick sound check and making sure that I am actually live. It looks like I am. All right, so like I was saying, let me stay in front of the camera. So the appetite of the heart. Now, what we did was we broke it down to saying that each individual organ, as we defined, is self-contained, which means it's doing its own thing inside of its own place and space. So if you were to take it out of the body, it would still function. Hence, organ transplants. Now, when we think about things in that light, or we think about our organs in that light, let's take our heart, for instance, and say, hey, if our heart was just a heart as a person, it's its own being, what would it eat? It doesn't have a mouth, so it can't just put anything in there. What would it eat? Now, music, sound, vibration. That's from top to bottom right there. You get a vibration, it turns into sound, and you can create music from that sound. Music being the organization of the sound. Sound being the organization of the vibration. So now, how does the heart eat sound, or eat vibration, or absorb vibration? Well, take a look around. Now, the word field means more than just a place with open grass. All right. The word field is adapted from that vision or that sense of an open place filled with grass, and in which your field or your aura or your electromagnetic field surrounds you. Now let's take a wire, for instance, that you send some electricity through. Now that wire that you send an electricity through creates quantum vibrations, and those quantum vibrations extend outside of that wire, and that's what we call a field. Now, quantum vibration sounds stupid. What it really is we don't know where the electron is, so it could be in this field, and in that field is where you see the activity caused by the electron. All right. Now, why am I saying all of this? It's because your heart creates electricity within you. So that electricity within you creates a field, undoubtedly. And in that field is where you and your heart rest. Now, as you move throughout the day, as you live your life period, that field interacts and touches other fields that are created around you. Light bulbs, cell phones, even without technology with electricity flowing through it. The air itself. So rocks, big ass rocks. They got their own field as well. So since we all are vibrating at that quantum level, we all are generating a field, and this field needs to be replenished at some point. It needs to be nurtured. It needs to be I don't know how else to say it. It needs to be taken care of. A little bit of TLC. Now, what happens when somebody try to give you something you don't want to eat, or at the time you just ain't really in the mood for? You may respond and say, I don't have an appetite for that or for this. Now, how does it feel when you're in a situation or in a place or area that you don't want to be in? You want to leave. You don't feel like being there. Now, when those things happen to you, it's up to you to be perceptive of what that self-contained system is trying to tell you. And in that light, it's trying to tell you that this is something that I'm not in the mood for. I don't have an appetite for. I'm not feeling. It's not working. Now, if it's not working, and your self-contained system of your heart wants you to take it out of there, then you could say, in a sense, that it doesn't have the appetite for that at the moment. Now, that's one end of the spectrum that we can look at, and we can say, hey, okay, I get that. But let's look at the other end of the spectrum just to round it out for ourselves. Now, the other end is you have an event you've been planning for a while. Hold on. Let me make sure I got no extra music going on.
When
All
was
right.
the last time
Commercial.
I took a road trip? How many national parks could I hit in 2
1
weeks?
second.
What about hotels?
Now, you have an event you've been planning for a long time, and you like, it's about to be that day. It's about to be that day. And then it finally gets there, and you're ready to go do whatever it is that you've been planning. Now you're in the mood for that. You like, I really feel like doing this. I'm excited about doing it. Now you have the appetite for it. And it works. It works. You're able to absorb that better. Whereas in the other scenario, you're pushing that away. You may be regurgitating that. You don't have the appetite for it. You're not in the mood for it. And we're just talking about feelings. We're not talking about food or like some cornbread. I ain't got no cornbread with the meal. I don't want to eat that. We talking about feelings or places or circumstances and situations you may get into that you don't want to be in. And we're using the word appetite to reference that. It gives you, when I do it in that way, it give you a little bit more than just saying, hey dog, your heart don't beat right, and you don't need to be over there because you had felt bad. You see? Give me 1 second. All right. So I hope this is doing y'all some justice. The way that I'm actually framing this topic today. Also, if you purchase yourself a subscription here today, let me see if we got anybody watching right now. Let me get the ad pulled back up. All right, so right now until August 19th, if you get yourself a subscription to my channel or any channel here on Twitch, or gift a subscription to anyone or to my channel, you get 3 months of Apple TV for free. Go ahead, get in on that. I'm helping to put them some money in their pocket, help some other streamers put some money in their pocket. Every bit helps to make Expansion Pack and all the shows here on DGTA a little bit better. So now let me slide my camera that way just a little bit. All right, I think that worked a little bit better. So like I was saying, the appetite of the heart is music, sound, or vibration that it is attracted to. We all kind of got that whole palate thing going on with ourselves, where we know what it is that we enjoy eating and we know what it is that we don't want to eat in that sense. So since we know that, if we were to go a little bit deeper into it, my keyboard is not, wrong buttons. So since we know that, or now we have a clearer picture, if you've been watching for the last couple minutes or you've been watching for this last almost 30 minutes, now since we know that, we can start to look better at what our heart is starting to eat, or what our heart is eating. We don't have to accept just the basic situations or the basic circumstance that we've been going through. We can kind of pick out our menu for ourselves, for our heart. You can go further into these things. I'm pretty sure that if you were to go over to Eastern culture, whereas you got Asia or you got India or places like that, they probably practicing some of the same stuff, where they don't just treat the entire body as one thing. The body has pieces, just like a cake has ingredients, and a little bit too much of this and a little bit too much of that could throw off the entire thing. And we know that. So when we start to treat some of these circumstances or some of these situations that we in, we got to look at them for the pieces that we can begin to change and fix up, or that we need to take a little bit out of and put more into. And one of those things being, what is it that our heart is absorbing? And the way that we can look at that is, how do you feel at the current moment? How did you feel yesterday? And I'm saying feel at the moment and feel yesterday and like summary and totality, because you can take it and put it into one word. Maybe at the time you're having all of these different feelings and thoughts and different things about different things, but you can still sum it all up. So yesterday I felt great. It felt so on and so forth. Today I feel okay, it's a little bit muggy outside, so my feeling is a little bit low. How can, now knowing that, how can I go to what my appetite, what my heart's appetite is calling for? Maybe getting out of this weather and going into the house and just sitting and watching TV, and I'm creating this as I think about it, and eating lunch with my kids. That right there seems to make my heart want to dance. It seems like it has the right appetite for that. Like, let me get some of that. Let me get some of that good situation or that good experience or that good field that you're going to put me in. It's how you feel when you feel those feelings. We tend to take away some of the young, naive thoughts and replace them with what we call reality. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's not even a bad thing at all. Because as an adult, I'm not overlooking none of I'm not overlooking what I could be doing or how it could be for a fantasy. It's just not It's just not how it works. So I said that because when we trying to define how to get to a better place within our lives, maybe it's good to pull out some of that old treasure. And it's treasure, it's not trash. Some of the ways you used to think when you were younger may benefit you now in the future. And that is directly where I'm pulling this source information from. In order for me to put myself in better situations, I broke it down to, well, what is it that we're surrounded in? We're surrounded by a field at all times. And when you think about the field is this big open place. The field is not crowded unless you put people in there and you put a whole bunch of stuff in there, a big concert in there or something like that. Otherwise, a field is a large open space. Now, if I were to say that my field extends beyond me, well, what is it extending into? Is it extending into the trash pit? Is it extending into the landfill? Is it extending into a bunch of bad situations that are poisonous and toxic for me? If it is, then I need to change where my field is. Easy, right? Yeah, real easy. Now, a lot of the energy that we pull from within us is old, and it might have bubbled to the surface 3 days ago and you're just finding it. Now, the reason I'm saying that is you have to look deeper than just right now and in this moment, because what if you had it right before and you're just not applying it now? Hence me saying a lot of the naive things that we thought were naive as kids, try revisiting them. Yes, a lot of it will still be like, yeah, I was being naive or unreasonable. But some portion of it may give you the clarity that you need to push you forward right now. If we think of life as a series of situations and circumstances, you can't help but want the best circumstances at all times. And you can't help but reject or neglect the circumstances that you don't want. Well, in that is your appetite. In that is your appetite. God bless the little kid who had everything their parent gave them. They ain't hungry right now. They got a strong appetite for the things that are out here to eat, you know? But what about your circumstances and situations that you go through in a day or in your life? If you have an appetite for things you don't want, what are you going to be cooking and eating? And guess what? When you get the things you do want, you ain't going to have an appetite for it. It's going to be nasty. If you watching, because I ain't watching, I don't think I'm watching on nothing. I'd appreciate a thumbs up for that last one. Or watch, I'll send y'all some hearts. That's an ugly heart. That's an ugly heart. That's an ugly heart. I couldn't get it right with my fingers. I hope y'all saw that. But I think this one do something too. I wonder if anybody commented on Facebook or I usually be in here by myself, so it really don't. It's okay. As long as the information gets out, it is okay. Hey. And yes, it has to be me. Just checking comments to make sure it's nothing there. They don't always pop up on my screen, so. All right. There we go. Hey, look, 1-on-1. Oh, that's 3-on-3. All right, so like I said, what is your appetite? What is your in situations? For situations is what I mean. If you have, the last thing I said was if you have an appetite for stuff you don't want or like in your life, then what are you cooking and eating? Now, I always put this disclaimer on all of my shows. Well, at least Expansion Pack. It's for something. It's supposed to like throw up some balloons or something. Like it's supposed to be like a 1. I can throw that up, and then a 2. I'm supposed to be able to like. It's supposed to do like balloons or something. I don't know. Or a thumbs up. It's supposed to be like it's supposed to give me like the little like emoji. I never looked at it, but I know the heart always works. Yeah, I know the heart always works. Sometimes you'll see it go across the screen and I don't even know how I did it. So yeah, like I said, in all my shows, I try to, I always give the disclaimer that I am not a metaphysician. I am not a guru that has sat enchanted on the mount for 3 months or 6 years. I am just Dan F. Man. And this is Expansion Pack here on DGTA TV. And we are getting to the root so that we can grow and we can expand. Honestly, a lot of this stuff has been spoken about by different people throughout the ages and throughout the time, but it's hard to get this stuff across, man. It's hard to get this stuff across. If you look at what it does to people, as I have and studied what it does to people, it's not an effect that is immediate. First of all, it's not an effect that's immediate. It's not something that is taken on lightly, and it can become quite burdensome. It can be a great burden to be able to come and say, hey, well, the heart, the appetite, what is the appetite of the heart? And then start to tell about how your heart is absorbing the places, the people, and the fields that you put it in. And it forms an appetite. It forms a menu of things and places that it wants to be in. And it's just it's hard for me to come and to say that to anyone without expecting them to react. It's not a reaction that's bad. It's not about being afraid of the reaction that's bad. It's not me being accepting of the reaction that's good. It's just knowing you're going to react. This information, in the words that I'm putting it together, in the way I'm putting it together, is going to make you react. I don't know who that is, but he got his own elementary school. There we go. All right. And make an elementary school over here. All right. So excuse me for getting a little bit emotional on that last bit. The only reason I do that is because it is a task to come and spit this to you like this, you know what I'm saying? And I don't take it lightly. The only reason that I continue to put on, to do expansion pack or to produce expansion pack is because this information does need to be spoken about. It needs to be put at the forefront of our subconscious being the layer right under where you operating right now, and it need to be at the front of that. It don't need to be buried deep down. Things like imagination, things like belief, things like faith, topics like mental health, topics like music, what is music, topics like financial Fridays where we talking about paying attention. All of this stuff needs to be put at the forefront of your mind in this new age. We've never been here before. If you meet the person that has been here before, please introduce them to me. I'm gonna holler at them. I'm gonna get some notes, and I'm gonna live my best life out here. I'm gonna name this after my mama. Let me see. Nina Bryan Academy. You ain't no elementary academy. Yeah, that works best for me. I wonder what's up here. Is that shops? No, it's people. Alright, anyway. Like I said, this stuff needs to be put at the forefront of your mind. I'm no longer with saying push this, like you shouldn't be like that or it shouldn't be like this. Thinking and thoughtful person or mindful person or intelligent person. It's just not working for the benefit of us as people. Or let me just say this on a personal note. It ain't working for me, dog. I can't be completely unintelligent. I was gonna say dumb, but dumb is just, I could be dumb right now. Like, yeah, you dumb, you don't know that, or whatever dumb means. But I just can't be unintelligent. And yeah, am I clumsy? Yes. Do I fall over stuff and knock stuff over sometime? Yeah. Do I get on people's nerves? Yeah. Am I a little bit athletic? Yes. I'm all of that. But am I unintelligent? Yes. On things I am unintelligent. But that's not what I strive to be. I don't want to know it all, but God damn it, I want to know something. And in this day and age right now, you can't just say, nah, man. Are you trying to be smart? Hell yeah, I am. Give me a second. Take me a slight break. A little quick 5-minute break, and I'll be right back with y'all. This is Expansion Pack here on DGTA TV. We chilling on the set of Laylo Brown Presents Identity Groove Collective. He ain't in here with us right now, but y'all can check him out tonight from 7 to 9 p.m. He will be in the building dropping his music. We was out there on the veranda yesterday. You never know what type of quirks and perks you're going to get today. So y'all bear with me. Stay tapped in with me. We're going to talk about the heart a little bit more and the appetite that it has. This is Expansion Pack. You are now tuned in with Dan F. Mann, your host. And this is DGTA TV. Aww.
No offense, but if you still think stocks, real estate, or crypto are the best passive income investments in today's economy,
All right, and we back. I'm putting in a little bit of work on this city right here. Went ahead and grabbed us some Caribbean vibe music. That other one was making me yawn. All right. Oh, I gotta click back over here. There we go. All right. Got my city buzzing. A little buzz on the city. Little buzz on the city. Make some medium density. Put a little park. All right. So, if you've been tuned in here with us for the last hour. Yeah, so if you've been tuned in here with us for the last hour, what we've been talking about is the heart and its appetite. Hold on real quick. I was in the middle of this. There we go. Small flower garden. So what we was talking about is the appetite of the heart. Now, we already explained that an organ is a self-contained system, which means if you was to take it out of the body, it would still be what it is. Hence organ transplants and things like that. Hold on 1 second. I can't make it face the other way. All right, like I said, if you were to take it out of the body, it would still be able to exist on its own. Not indefinitely, of course, but at least long enough for you to get it into somebody else. So if we were thinking in that light, what would your heart, if it was on its own, what would it eat? Well, let's move into the music side of this thing. Now, we all got our own style, brand in music that we like to listen to. Some with words, some without words, some fast words, some no words with fast tempo, whatever it is you like to listen to. Well, let's first think about all of the fields that came together to create that musical composition. Now, what I mean is, you got Tom on the drums, you got Larry on the piano, so on and so forth. Now, they all have a heart, and it all is creating a field. And as it's creating that field, they playing instruments, they doing all this stuff, and they're making a song, and then they record it and put it out to you. It interacts with your field, so on and so forth. Now, what if Tom was in a bad mood? Would that record still hit the same? I don't know. Probably get to you, and you probably, it probably would hit the same. What if Tom was in a good mood? Would it be better? Would it be worse? Well, that's what we capturing when we listen to music. We're capturing the field or the mood of the creator of the music. And whatever that field is, as in if they mad, sad, happy, whatever that field is, by the time it gets to you and you interact with it, it's gonna make a reaction in you regardless. And that's why music is so profound. You could be walking down the street, and most people, that's crazy. Most people walking down the street with their AirPods anyway, so this is a bad example, but still, you could be walking down the street and minding your own business. You ain't got no AirPods on or AirPods on, none of that. And you see my man's over there, he beating on the Congo. And that right there automatically is changing the vibration of the air that surrounds him. You could be across the street, it's changing the vibration of the air. We all know that sound travels through the air through vibration. Automatically it's interacting with your field, and you get a response. Even with just me having this background music playing right now, it's interacting with your field, and it's generating a response from within you. Now, that's like you going to the store and they got them samples out. You know, that example is like you going to the store and they got like them samples out. You just take a little sample. We're not talking about that, because that's a sample of your appetite. That's just a little taste. What we talking about right now is the menu that you are creating for yourself. That is your appetite. Now, I like to personally, I went to Kanye West now. I'm listening to Kanye right now. Before I was listening to Outkast, Dungeon Family. And before that, it was just like, you know, I go through and find the songs that I like and just put them in a rotation for myself. So That's my appetite as far as music goes. And then also I'm listening to Leo Rojas. Leo Rojas is on my rotation now. He played the flute, just the flute. He gives some flute covers and whatnot, but mainly I think it's original flute recordings. So which is good in my eyes. So I got a little bit of it all. Now that's my appetite right there. That's what my appetite is looking like now. When I hear, literally, if I'm riding in the car and I move my phone the wrong way, sometimes it kick off the Bluetooth or the USB, and I can hear the radio for like 2 seconds. And depending on which station it's on, I'll immediately be like, oh my God, this is about to be terrible. As soon as I hear the audio go off from my phone, like, oh my God, this is about to be terrible. And that's like when you ask your mama what's for dinner, and she be like something you don't like. You like, oh my God, I don't know how I'm gonna make it through this. So I don't really have an appetite for what is out there radio wise, outside of I listen to 102.9 The Lake. They play anything, so it could be anything on there, and I like it a little bit more than that. Than if I'm not listening to my own selections, I like it a little bit more than just going to 97.9 and hoping that they play one of them songs that I might like. So my appetite is a little bit more strict. I have a strict appetite for what I'm going to listen to. And the main thing is because if you gotta eat with somebody, or you eating at somebody's house and they cooking something that you don't like, your appetite is not gonna be, it's not gonna be satisfied. You're gonna be like, oh man, I gotta get something else. So it's just like that with sound. Like if you riding in the car with somebody even, and they playing music that you don't want to hear, you gonna be like, man, I don't know, I'm gonna make it through this right here. This is not for me. The words that I'm using are interchangeable, and it goes deeper than just saying you don't want to hear it. What it's doing to you is you're forcing a field or a vibration, or let's just say food. You're force feeding your heart or your appetite with something that you don't like. Now, is there such thing as an acquired taste? Yeah, sure. Should you have an acquired taste for music? Yeah, sure. You have acquired a taste for anything. Like, I go listen to some Jeezy, but I have to have an appetite for it. I gotta be in a mood for it. I can't just be like, all right, yeah, I'm listening to Jeezy today. Yeah. And with most music, you have to be in that mode to be able to listen to it. Like, hey, look, I'm in the mood for this right now. And music in general. But the catch behind it is just that if you're not in the mood to listen to it, you wouldn't listen to it anyway. Now, even with background music, you have to have that appetite for it. It's not just throw that background on and we just gonna play something. We like what we like, and we should try other things because we don't know if we will like it. Exactly. So let's say you always listen to gospel music, and you may miss out on some of the inspirational music that's not gospel. It's not gospel in the strictest sense, but it is inspirational, and it does still have the message that speaks of God. I don't know how else to say that one. So increasing your palette or your menu or the number of things on your menu as far as music or sound goes it's a plus. So let me dig into this a little bit deeper instead of talking around in a circle again. So the content of your music with words can influence you to do things. If that goes without saying, I'm not going to give no example. The content of your music, of the music that has words that you listen to, can influence you to do things. And this is what I mean. If I were to put some laxative in your food, it would influence you to use the bathroom a lot quicker than if I didn't. Now, let's go to music. If I were to put a beat, the beat ain't saying nothing. Beat is just a beat. But within that beat, if I were to put some words in there that tells you to run faster, 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 that could influence you to run faster, especially if you're running. You listen to that song while you running and it's telling you to run faster, the points where you want to run faster, it would influence you to run faster. Now, that goes without saying that music does that and that music has that effect. That's a given with music. But what if your appetite is for everything within the music, at least, that's destructive?
At Amica Insurance,
let's look at this. It's about
the promise.
When you eat,
that comes
let me get this.
from being a
Let
parent,
me get the music straight.
being there day and night,
Let's look at this. When you eat
and building a plan.
and then you go to the bathroom, your body is removing waste from you. There ain't no more waste after that. Now, the same thing goes for your mind or your heart or any one of these other organs that we're talking about. But what is the waste? What is the waste that comes out from your body absorbing frequencies? Well, the waste is your actions. The waste of your body or from your organs absorbing frequencies or these fields that you're in is your actions. And if you want to call it waste, go ahead. That's cool with me. I'm only giving it to you in a frame of reference that sounds like it could be relatable for you. And I'm giving it on both ends of the spectrum. It could also be called the fruit. Your fruits. So put it like this. You go in the field, right? You're in this field. You're absorbing, and then you give off fruits from what you absorb from the field. Sound about right? Now, the fruits are your actions. Now, if you constantly put yourself in a field, a destructive field, what is going to be your actions? Destruction. If you put yourself into creative fields, what is going to be your actions or the fruits? Going to be creation, creativeness, and so on and so forth. Now, we all like a fun song, but what is a fun song for me? A fun song is I can't even describe it now that I just said that. I can't even describe what a fun song would be for me, because in the light of what we speaking right now, hold on. In the light of what we speaking right now, I'm absorbing every single piece of the frequency, unless it's corn. and you just pass corn straight through, right? Apparently, maybe. Well, it's not like that with the frequency until you get to a point of critical thinking where you can discern these things, and you may take the song that's telling you to bust in your head as self-defense. Well, if I got to, I'm busting in your head. You know what I'm saying? But you might not necessarily be like, I'm a busting head. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, well, man, because you have that discernment. But if you take away that critical thinking, then the field that you put yourself in is the field that you're going to produce. It's just like having a gardener. The gardener sees an undesirable part of the plant or the fruit or a bad fruit, and he can get rid of it. He can do something about it. Now, what we're going to do right here on this part of the expansion pack, we're going to take a quick 3-minute break. I'm going to get this side of town okay and squared away. I'm not going to go off camera or nothing, but I'm going to just get it taken care of, and then I'm going to hop right back on the mic. You are watching DGTA TV. I'm your host, Dan F. Mann, on expansion pack here today, and we'll be right back with you. All right. Thank y'all for that quick little break. And we back. We back here on expansion pack. We back on expansion pack. We back on expansion pack. We back on expansion. All right, let me stop playing. So what we talking about today is the heart and its appetites. If you missed the opening of the show or you missed any parts of the show, you can always go back and you can recap on what we talked about here today on expansion pack. Just let me read the title. I'll read the title to you. We talking about music, appetite of the heart. So now we're going to talk about your appetite and what it looks like for music. Hey, what's up, Odessa DW? So right now, good to have you in the building. If you missed any part of this, we talking about the appetite of the heart. Now, I want to kind of incorporate this thing a little bit better. Well, not incorporate, sorry. I want to kind of incorporate you as the viewer into this chat a little bit better because it helps. It helps to get a better picture or a more full picture. So now let's build a menu. All right, let's build a menu of music. Hey, what's good, Uncle Skunkle in the building, dropping through. I appreciate you. Sorry if I'm a little choppy on him, if my video is lagged up, but you should be able to hear my sound pretty well, so I ain't gonna complain about that. Appreciate you for sliding through. So now, like I was saying, we're gonna build a menu, right? And this menu is gonna consist of our bands. Just the bands. We ain't gonna talk about individual songs. We just gonna visit the band side of things. If you are out there in the chat right now, drop a band that you like. Maybe your favorite, maybe not your favorite. But go ahead and drop a band that you like. I'm gonna start it off with Casey and JoJo. Let me type that in there. Casey, JoJo. Josie. Casey and JoJo. All my life, I pray for someone All right, so like I said, Casey and JoJo is mine. I'm interested in Earth, Wind, and Fire. We got Earth, Wind, and Fire from Zanita67. Now, what we doing? We building a menu right now. We building a menu of music, and see if everybody appetite is the same. Brown, you got one over there? We building a menu of music. You got a band or a group or an artist you would like to put on there? All right, my man's Lalo Brown said Outkast. Okay, we got the Isley Brothers in here too. Let me write this from Lalo Brown. You said Outkast. The OJs. Ooh, yeah. I like the OJs. Glad you said the OJs. I'm gonna listen to them today. I'm gonna listen to them today. The Foo Fighters, okay. There you go. Foo Fighters. Bet. Howlin' Oates. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna read the ones we got right here. So there's a nice little menu right here. We got a nice buffet of music right here. So we got the Isley Brothers. We got Casey and JoJo, Earth, Wind, and Fire, Isley Brothers, OJs. Then we got Odessa said, I love Earth, Wind, and Fire. Then we got the Gap Band. I gotta listen to them too. Dang, what's they song I'm thinking of? I can't. It's the Gap Band, right? Yeah, but what song am I thinking of? They got like I know it's. I can't think of the song. I was just listening to them the other day. I promise I was. Then we got Maze featuring Frankie Beverly, Shalimar. Then we got Wild Cherry, and we got George Michael. All right, those are that's our little buffet right there. Jackson 5, that's our buffet of music right there. That is what the appetite is calling for. So the reason, okay, we got another one. Kool and the Gang. So the reason why I asked for these bands is because if we look through all of these people or these groups, these bands or artists, in that is their message, right? Now, the message is the condensed version of the field, okay? And let me explain. So if you take their vocals and separate them from the beat and you play one without the other, I guarantee you will hear both together. If I play an Earth, Wind, and Fire song without the beat, you'll still be grooving with it just as hard like the beat as if the beat was playing. You'll hear the beat right along with it. I I say Earth, Wind, and Fire. Okay, yeah, I did. Okay, and so on and so forth. So you can't separate those two entities or two things. So what you get right there is you get the field that you're contained in, because in the middle of that is you, the Commodores. I gotta go listen to all these. I'm about to take a screenshot of this, take a picture of this. Build a playlist from this. Let me take a video instead. Me on Lalo Brown presents right now Identity Groove Collective. All right, so like I was saying, Three Brothers Entertainment. Hey, yeah. You put that out there. All right, so check it out. So now, within what you have as the song or the band, they deliver their message to you, and their message is the field that they put you in. Now, when you think about the artists themselves, yes, you like, hey, I can hear their songs right now, like I was just doing with the Gap Band. But what is their message? Because that's the field right there that they're going to put you in, and that's what is creating that appetite for you. And a lot of the mainstream artists and all of the bands we just named on the screen have that message for us. They have that little bit or bite that we want for our appetite. Hence the play on words. So it seems like our appetite is geared toward something we can feel, or a message, or a vibe we can feel. Vibe being short for vibration. LOL, OJs, I'm done. Yes, I'm telling you, I just took a video of the whole list, and that's going into my playlist, because I got to put that into the kids' soul. You know what I'm saying? When we ride in the car, y'all need to listen to some of this OJ. Daddy, put that OJs on. Put that OJs on. Yeah, you know I'm listening to that OJs. Yeah. Odessa DW, you're listing all the good groups, taking me back. Yeah. Hey, listen, I can't go back as I'm gonna just save that line, or what I was about to say. Y'all taking me back too. Just know that. So yeah, like I was saying, the message is the field that they're gonna put you in, and within that is the music as well. And the music is it. You can't separate the two. If you take a song that is unreleased, unproduced, no one knows it, the music stands alone in that case, or in that light. Whereas the music is just the music, and you may vibe with the beat, or you may resonate with the beat, but it has no words to it. Now, when you start to put those words to it, it creates a message that is compressed, so to speak, or it's packaged. And within that is literally the field that is being broadcast, or that emanates from that person. Now, if you visit some of the less positive, or I don't like to say positive and negative. If you visit some of the more destructive vibrations or fields of music, then you getting a taste. You're getting a little taste of that. Now, do we know in our life that you need the bitter and you need the sweet? Yeah, man. I put a little bit of salt and sugar in my oatmeal, because it give it a great flavor for me. So you need both. You need both sides of this coin. The catch is what is your appetite calling for at the time? You may have gotten into a situation that you like, I'm angry. And right now your appetite is calling for, I'm gonna beat you up songs. And so you gonna eat up them I'm gonna beat you up songs. You may have gotten into a bad situation where you're feeling a little sad, so you need to pick me up. So you might be listening to some of those more happy, inspirational songs. That is, it's important to consciously get into that process in the form of going to the buffet, going down there to Golden Corral. Hold on. Let me see something. I want to look up a word real quick. Forgive me for pausing, but this is important. Okay. Yep. So like I thought, corral, gather together and confine a group of people or things. The organizers were corralling the crowd into marching formation. Put or keep livestock in a corral. Sheep and goats grazed the plains during the day, but they were corralled at night. All right, so look, check it out. When you're going up there to the corral of music, make sure, you know what I'm saying? Gather together. Yep. When you're corralling your music, or the Golden Corral of music, what is your appetite calling for? And I ain't never went to Golden Corral and ate a salad. Just a salad. I got to get more than just a salad. And same thing for music. I have never went to my playlist and just wanted to hear one sort of music or one form of music. It's always been mixed. And I love chemistry, so for me, that's a good thing. Maybe you might go into, after leaving this talk, maybe you might go back and you might look at what you have in your menu or your appetite or in your appetite and say, hey, this has been causing me to gain weight musically. I'm doing things and feeling a little bit heavier in my life because I'm listening to this music that's thickening me up or making me be something that I'm not. You may go into your music catalog and realize that an artist that you really, really used to like, they don't resonate with you as well anymore, only because you don't have an appetite for that anymore. When you look at it in that light, it's easy to pick things up and put things down. Whereas you may find yourself listening to someone's, sorry about that, the pause. You may find yourself listening to someone's message at this point. We all know tomorrow you may eat or be wanting to listen to another message from someone else. And it could have been the complete opposite of the first message you was listening to. So, yeah. I love music. Happy to take you down memory lane. Can't for the childhood favorite. Yep. Temptations. Oh, can't forget Wham! Culture Club. Yeah, that's right. It's funny because even I don't care if I was old or young, if you say the Temptations, I think it's a good number of people that's still gonna be like, yeah, I know them. That group that sang that My Girl or Imagination song, ain't it? So yeah, it's still a good number of people. And I think so y'all know I'm a physics man. And the comparisons and analogies, Jay, just are beautiful when you see them. So if you were to drop a rock or a heavy object made of, let's just say a heavy object made of some sort of metal, it would vibrate. And the vibration wouldn't stop just because you touch it, or you would have to wait for it to slow down and for it to stop ringing. And the same thing goes for these classic songs. I guarantee you that this is not the first time that everything has been done. And I really have a deep feeling that a lot of the classics that we seeing have always been classics and will always be classics. It just takes for a couple of 100 years to go by for those people that were here now that remember them to fade out, so they can bring it back, so it can be brought back again. I don't want to say they, Yeah, so it can be brought back again. And when it's brought back again, that is where you start to see it do the same exact thing it did the first time. And where it would resonate with the people. Yep. So as we begin, I haven't been pushing it all the way to the 1 o'clock hour for these last 2 days. I think I'm gonna keep that consistent for myself. I'm up to 390 people here and $4 million. And we really did get an understanding of the appetite of the heart. Now, let's do a recap just so we clear. So the heart is an electromagnetic pump. It creates its own field, and that field interacts with the fields that are all around us, whether it be your cell phone or the TV or the computer monitor or whatever it is. And so what is it that you are absorbing into that field outside of your environment? Now, we also talked about the fact that your heart, if it was to stop, if you was to flatline, you would get the EKG clear, get your ass up, and that would bring you back to life. Now, that is electricity, pure, right into you. And also we gave the example of CPR, where you pump, and it's like a dam, and it starts your electromagnetic pulse back up. It's not just a pump, because you can pump all day, but without that electric spark, the heart won't pump on its own. Now, we brought all of that up because that is what the heart eats. That's the appetite that the heart has. It's for electricity. And electricity, it surrounds us all, but let's get to the root of this thing. When you listen to music, and music can literally speed your heart up or slow it down. And I don't know, I try to find other words to say what I want to say, but it's no other words. You can pick and choose what you want to put into your heart in the form of music, vibration, sound, music being the organized version of sound being the organized version of vibration. And at its root, everything is vibration that goes up to sound. And then you can form that sound into music. Now, the music is what you're absorbing. You absorb it straight through your ears, straight through your chest, straight through your body. That's why you can feel your pulse anywhere in your body. Now, long story short, if your appetite is for things that you don't want in your field or in your heart, in the form of music that is, then what you will produce undoubtedly is things you don't want. Now, if your appetite is for things that you do want, and it's not just simply feeling good, because I can feel good to a shoot 'em up bang bang song just as fast as I can feel good to a love me sexual healing song. It's about what you produce. You can only see the proof of it in what you produce, your actions, your thoughts and behaviors. Your thoughts may not be pure, or what you might feel as constructive thoughts. And it could be a product of what you're absorbing into your heart in the form of music, or we're just going to stick with music. Now, you don't have to act on every single thought, but you do know every single thought. So that is the fruit of you. Now, your actions and behaviors, if you were to change the type of music you listening to, would that immediately change the actions and your actions and behavior? Yeah, it probably could. Probably could. Because in that song, you might find that message or that vibration that it seeks to cure you or fix whatever it is that is misaligned within you. I'm not going to say no more along that. So find what your appetite is calling for. When you like, ooh, I want to hear that song right now. That's your appetite right there. If you like, oh man, turn that off. That's your appetite right there. And actually being consciously aware and selective about what it is on your menu of music is important. It's very important. Don't matter what it used to be, but after you done heard me sit and talk with you today, please be aware of what's on your menu musically, because your appetite may call for that song that's gonna make you figuratively gain 10 pounds, or may lead to putting more weight on your shoulders. You figure that one out. This has been Expansion Pack here today. I'm your host, Dan F. Man. We kicking it on the set of Laylo Brown Presents. Y'all can check him out. Laylo Brown Presents Identity Groove Collective. Sorry about that. Y'all can check him out every night, Monday through Friday, 7 to 9. Make sure you tapping in and following his Twitch page as well, Laylo B 88. That's LAYLOWB 88. I don't have my social media links on the screen right now, but that's only because I'm using a different setup. Or a different theme for right now. I appreciate y'all chiming in and tuning in to the chat. Of course, feel free to send this out to anybody you know and watch the reruns if that's what you like to do. Just as well as Laylo Brown Presents Identity Groove Collective being on Monday through Friday. I am on as well Monday through Friday from 11 o'clock to 1 o'clock. That time will soon be changing, but we gonna rock with it for right now. If you out there on TikTok watching right now, I appreciate you for tuning in and listening to me speak off the top of my head with no flashcards. The cards. It's okay, because I got this thing pretty much down pat. I got to do this anyway. So, I appreciate y'all tuning in with me today. This is DGTA TV. And we'll be right back with you again tomorrow. Same time, same place, possibly. And I'm up out of here. We talked about the heart and its appetite. Y'all go get y'all some good music on y'all menu, man. Don't be listening to the stuff that's gonna run your calories up or give you high blood pressure, you know. Music is on the menu. Music make you lose control. All right, y'all, I'm up out of here. And I'll see y'all later. Hit me up anywhere you see me. Peace.
That I like in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. In my life. in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. In my
Everybody
life.
said he hit the block hard. Can't be nothing but a G from the hood if you want you a black card. But that won't me. I was wondering about the stars. I left high school and didn't know my physical form. My mental picture wasn't formed by where my was going. I put the pencil to the pad to study how to reality form. School board type sitting in front of the class. Got good grades, understanding the task. Got older, changed my whole style up a bunch. Things I never did, I started to do them a bunch. Mistakes that I made like a weight and it's starting to feel like a ton. My life, I only get one, nothing under the sun. Can't be new if it's done. Truth is meant only for some. Learn that I became the one. First person view looking through my eyes at what I've become. Win, 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 now I done won. Live, love, laugh, learn what to do. Wisdom served like some soul food. I ain't been through what you've been through, but I've been through what I've been through. So this song just to tell you about my life. My life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life.
I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through up in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. In my life. In my life. You ain't been through none of this I've been through in my life. I done worked so hard to get to define a life. You ain't on that type of time that I like. You ain't been through none of this